Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And I was just about to film the Italy turn, and my partner Detroit and I have conceded the game. Yes, on before round four is even done, we've conceded the game. But I'm going to explain why, and it's a pretty good reason. So, Germany's looking not too bad here. Got a decent force there on the boats. Enough stuff here to keep the Soviets at bay for a little while. Getting a bonus down in Africa. Got the Air Force there. On this turn, if the Italians would have won their battles, they had one here, one here, one here, and one there. But with these battles here and their bonuses, they would have gotten $41. Calcutta fell this round. And China is kind of way up here, kind of shoehorned into the northwest corner of China there. Good stack of stuff here, keeping the Russians at bay. Nice, healthy. Oh, we got Godzilla. Yeah, Godzilla is in play now. We took the Aleutians from the Americans, who can't take it back for at least 2 rounds. And we got Japanese is a very healthy fleet. We have lost very little. But the reason why we're calling it is just a brilliant play between Hambone and G.I. Joe, and I'm going to explain how they did it. So right on round 1, the British built an air base down here in Gibraltar, and they flew their aircraft down here. And then what they did was they put their fleet in 92. And what that did was it really threatened Rome. And we thought, boy, we have got to get British pressure off of the Med and get it back home where it belongs. And so Detroit very wisely built a bunch of transports, and we had enough stuff to make a good sea line attack on round 3 and a good follow-up on round 4. So we felt pretty good about that. And so he flew his planes back, the British planes back. Of course, the Americans weren't here yet. They're here now. And we felt pretty good. And, on turn 3, I took Cairo. Things are going pretty well. But we found out when I attacked India that the British tech is ATC. So it's called Air Traffic Control, Radar and Air Traffic Control. And it's on the second card of tech development. And, boy, that's kind of blurry, isn't it? Anyway. So any aircraft units and facility fires increase to a 2. Air bases can scramble unlimited planes up from 3, and also provides +2 range for air units up from +1. So air bases usually give you the 1 extra, but with the ATC tech, you get 2. So by turn 4, everybody had their techs, and the Brits had theirs. And so their planes here that are here can now go anywhere in the Med and sink anything. But it's not just the British planes, it's the American planes as well. But the Americans don't have that tech, but because the tech is tied to the air base, any planes at the air base can scramble, and they all get +2. So fighters can move 6 and bombers can move 8. Well, knowing that, if we look at the Mediterranean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they can land back in Malta, land in Cyprus. They could even, land in Syria if they wanted to. The Russians were coming over here to take Iraq. Over here, I'm filming with my camera today because my phone, because my video camera is really messing up on me. So hopefully this turns out. And so anything that I build for the Italians, as far as a fleet goes, is just going to get sunk, because at this point the Americans can just trade, right? They can just send as many fighters as they want. There's real no defense against that. On this turn, though, I was going to bring my sub out and sink these 3 transports. Hopefully, I'm shooting at a 2, and it's a target select, so I'd kill 1. Then he could reply with a 1, and hopefully not hit hit my sub, and then I could kill 1 more, hopefully before he kills me, and then obviously the last transport would be gone. So that would slow down any sort of a real physical insurgence into the Med with ground units. But that's an easy fix, because there's a Canadian transport there coming down. There's American. Now the German fleet is in a really bad way, because it can just get smashed with the aircraft that the Americans have here and a decent force. The British are really no longer in any trouble of a sea lion, and here come the Russians. I mean, the Russians made like 69, 70 IPCs last round, so that's a problem. And they've moved their factory down here to the Caucasus, and they can build stuff out of there. And so, yeah, it's just Italy was going to be in trouble. It wouldn't have any boats. I'd have to build a factory here that probably wouldn't last against the Soviets coming down here. And also the British can, as soon as Sea Lion obviously won't work, they can start cranking out tanks down here. Calcutta's going to fall. Just actually had a great call with G.I. Joe. And I mean, I saw this coming anyway. That's why I wanted to kill this fighter. But he's going to bring the fighter, bring these two guys into India, take it. He already took Shan State. He killed my artillery in Burma using his tactical here. And so it's pretty much over that way. The Soviets are going to be feeding stuff down through there. So the Japanese, although they're looking pretty strong, actually their grip on Southeast Asia is not tenable at this point. Still don't have the Philippines. Now, in full disclosure, myself and Detroit both made horrible errors of not keeping our units on the transports. Just force a habit, right? Just where you take your stuff off your transports to put it onto the ground. But if you do that and they bring in a warship, like happened to me in 36 and happened to Detroit in 110, you can't load up the transports for a combat move. So, yeah, that put everything back a turn. Yeah, so that kind of hurt. So we messed up there pretty badly. And the Americans and Anzac are down here. This is pretty standard. This is pretty standard. But America has no real follow-through punch here. There's really not much going on. And Japan could certainly, with its $71, build up a pretty impressive fleet and probably have some fun out here for a little while. But we just would not be able to get the 12 points needed for victory. So that's why we have raised the white flag and just said, you know what, we're not going to waste everybody's time for the next week and a half or so to watch the slow burn of the Axis. We're looking forward to starting up a new game though next week, and hopefully all four of us are able to play again. We're going to be doing that. So that's it for this game. Sorry for the anticlimactic ending, but we learned a lot. Detroit's played the Sired Bloodbath rules a few times. This is only my second time, and last time I just played Italy, and I didn't even get to even think about the research text. So it wasn't really forefront even in my mind this game. I just took the tech that seemed to work for Japan really well, which is the jet fighters, which it certainly does. I think if I played Japan again, I might even go for shipyards or something like that because, hey, cheaper boats, right? And if Japan is looking at heading out into the Pacific more, that might be something to do as well. But on a completely different note, I am blown away by the fact that I am now up over 2,000 subs on my channel. I feel very blessed by that because I just started this a couple of years ago as just a little bit of a pet project, and I begged and pleaded with some of my friends to click the sub button. And I think at the end of the first couple of months, I think I had like 21 subs or something, and 3 of them were from family members just pitying me. So, and yet the channel has grown, and I really appreciate that. So thankful for it. We've had some good contests on here, some good giveaways. And so for 2,000 subs, I contacted one of my great supporters, is Doug at Historical Board Gaming. And if you do not shop there for your units and whatnot, please do so. And I don't get kickbacks or anything for this. Just great quality stuff gets here and I'm up in Canada, and it gets to me really quickly, and always packed very well. Everything arrives in great condition, so you can buy with confidence. And so he's decided to support this giveaway with a brand new copy of America. And so we're going to be doing a draw here, and all I need you to do is in the comments below, I would like you to say if you got, and this is, you tell me the game, and I'll say 15 IPCs. So you tell me the game, you get 15 IPCs, and you tell me which nation you would like to use and how you would spend the 15 IPCs worth of units to start the game. So it's kind of like if you were bidding, right? You know, anniversary, I'll take allies for 15. Okay, so what are you going to do with that 15 bucks? All right, and you can use it amongst different nations and different territories, but just go ahead, let's do it that way. And so then what I'll do is a week from today, let's see, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, I think. So today's the 6th. So hopefully this gets uploaded. I'm gonna bump this up a couple of days just to make sure we have time. So Friday the 8th. So Friday would be the 15th of May. And so on the 15th of May, I will do a draw to give away a copy of America. It's that great game where the Germans end up in the United States and are attacking and doing all sorts of nasty things. Now here's the deal, though. If you have America already, you will get, instead of America, you'll get a $50 credit at Historical Board Gaming. Yowzers, right? So right there you go. So if you win this, you'll have 50 bucks worth of merchandise that you can go on and get at HBG. And so what would happen is I would take your info and get it to Doug at Historical Board Gaming, and then he would contact you and give you the code and just take care of things that way. Okay, so again, you're going to get $15 worth of material. Where would you put it? And it could be the Axis or the Allies. Doesn't have to be either or. Godzilla, he costs 75, so you can't buy him. Sorry. But anything else, just go ahead and explain where you would put those things and with your 15 IPCs. Okay? But thanks so much for supporting the Hilltop Pillowbox. I would not do this if people did not leave comments and chime in with great ideas and ask questions. And being a teacher, hey, folks, I haven't been in the classroom now for, what is it now? 8 weeks? 7 weeks, I think. And it's starting to really discourage a lot of us, because if you're a teacher and you're called to be a teacher and you can't teach, it grinds on you. It really it wrecks your soul. So hey, keep asking questions or giving me suggestions or challenging me on moves that I've done, and then I can explain why I did what I did. So, but thanks so much, folks. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, 15 IPCs. Which country? In the comments below, what would you do with it? Tell me which version of the game, too. That's very important. Which version of the game? So if you're going to do anniversary, great. Is it 41 or 42 set up? Are you doing global 40? Are you doing just Europe, just Pacific? You know, this doesn't include things like Battle of the Bulge and Guadalcanal, because that would break those games, and D-Day. An extra 15 IPCs of units would break those games, I think. So let's keep it on the big boards here. All right, folks. Well, as we always say here at the Hilltop Pillbox, hug your loved ones and tell them how important they are to you. Thank your friends for just being great supporters of your gaming habit. And make sure, folks, that you just, you know what, just be nice. Just be nice. And as always, may those dice be ever with you.